Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's wonderful to see all of you this morning. How are you feeling? Good. What was that? Good. I love it. I love it. Now that, I believe, is having a reverence for life. Now here's a word that we don't use very often, reverence. I don't know how that word came to me, to tell you the truth. I was probably reading something, as I often do, and that word just jumped out at me. And it occurred to me that we need more of that because we take life for granted. And I'm not saying we shouldn't. And I say that because we are blessed with so much. We are blessed to be here. We are blessed to be with each other. And the blessings go on and on and on and on. Anyone here count their blessings every day? Oh, I'm in the right place. Absolute right place. I mean, I even walked in this morning and somebody gifted me with a necklace. You know who you are. Wow. See, when we open to life, life opens up to us in unexpected and beautiful ways. So let's look at the way we have our existence, how we experience life. Now, I know someone recently told me that, well, life is okay, but we just keep repeating the patterns in our life. This happens and we get over it and then we do something else, whether it be personal or whether it be in the world. It just continues and continues and continues. Do we see that sometimes? It's like, okay, I'm doing everything I know to do, and yet why am I here in this situation that I think resembles something I experienced a long time ago? Just the people are different, right? And so I look at that, and mind you, whatever I say, I do not want us to go into judgment. Okay, please don't go there. Because we're on this beautiful journey practicing the presence meaning the divine within us, God, Spirit. We are practicing every day. The only thing we're asked to do is to try to be mindful of what we're doing. So here's something that I want to share with you. We are a collective consciousness. And whether or not we can imagine it, everything that happens in the world in our collective consciousness affects us. It does. We are influenced by it. We are even, as I have read, I do a lot of reading, so I saw, in other words, that we are even seduced by it. You get in certain groups of people and you get involved in whatever conversations they're having, whether it be something light or something dark. But if it's something that we're not really crazy about, we go home and all of a sudden we come back in our own space, in our own home, in our own energy, and we think, wow, was I just a part of that? I didn't mean to be. I say that because of this, I always want to say vortex, but I don't want to say vortex. Because of this energy, part of that is natural in the sense that we cannot make it go away, so to speak, in the real sense. Life is always going to be connected like that. We still have a lot to learn. But the beauty of it is we are learning. We are here. We are doing our spiritual work. And so we have this opportunity and many opportunities to move beyond this status quo, beyond what we see out there, without judging it. See, here's the thing. We need to embrace, we need to love everything. We need to have reverence for life itself and everything and everyone in it. Because when we don't do that, when we separate, that causes waves in the energy. Are we getting that? We are so powerful. Our thoughts, our words, our actions are so powerful. We are a part of all that. And let me say, a lot of times we are not consciously aware of how involved we really are in the collective consciousness. What I'm saying is, don't be too hard on ourselves when something keeps showing up. Again, we're practicing, we're learning. But yet, we also understand that it's because of everything that we have learned, we can change our course. And I could say it could start with this, it could start with that, but honestly, it's individual to each one of us where we want to start. But where we want to start is in this moment, in every moment. Maybe you want to start with gratitude for everything. If you were here for the meditation, I had everyone go into their own house and walk through every room and appreciate and revere everything that is in it. Because we move day in, day out through our house, and that's normal. But are we really thinking about how our homes nurture us consciously, mindfully? Are we aware? See, that's the key to everything. No matter what it is we're trying to do, the first thing we need to become is aware. I know some people tell me they wake up every morning thanking God for everything. That's a good way to start, because that's the energy. That's the beautiful energy. Gratitude is so powerful. When we're grateful for everything, even when we're going through situations that we may not feel so good about. But there isn't anything truly that we can't be grateful for, or at least try. Because within those situations, there's something for us. The universe conspires to do everything for our greater well-being. We are here on purpose. We are here in our wholeness. Now, in our group yesterday, I spoke about wholeness. What that means, we are not separate from each other. We may think we are, but we are really, in fact, we are touching right now. When you're sitting next to someone, you may not be touching physically, but our energies are touching. And that's why when we get together, especially right now, can you feel the energy in the room? Literally feel it. Maybe you'll have goosebumps, or maybe you just feel something, even if you don't understand it. I remember years and years ago, I always felt energy, but I couldn't articulate it. But that's what it is. See, we're all touching each other, and together we are creating this space to allow spirit to come through each one of us. It isn't just me up here. And so I just want us to become aware that we are the ones who are practicing the presence that can help uplift all of mankind, all of life. We've seen pictures of it. Can you imagine it? And we start with our sense consciousness. Because it's our humanness, our egos. And I'm not here to say our egos are bad. Our egos are here to serve us as humans. We are pure spirit in human form right now. Who knows where we'll go from there? So right now we are in this space. So because we have gotten a greater understanding of how life works through us, we can use that. And I know sometimes we forget, right? Does anybody ever forget who we are? It's like, oh yeah, remember that commercial when we had, something in that V8 commercial? Oh, I could have had a V8. We could say, gee, and I've done it. I could have prayed. I could have meditated. I could have done this. And instead I went that way. But we can forgive ourselves for that because sometimes we get caught up in the moment and we forget, and that's okay. But that's why we do and come to places like this to help us remember. That's why we read books. That's why we read the Science of Mind magazine. That's why we read the Unity magazine. That's why we read all these spiritual books to help us remember and stay strong. I thank God for what I do. I am so grateful because while I may be teaching or speaking to you, I'm getting it too, believe me, because I understand deeply that I teach what I myself need to learn. I truly believe that. Because sometimes I'll listen to some of the talks that I've had and I'll go, man, I should listen to that. Forgetting that I even said it. I should listen to that because, that's kind of good stuff. But see, what I understand for all of us, when we get in that flow, when we begin to understand who we are and how we can make a difference in this world, recognizing that there is divinity in all things, all people. When we begin that process, we just become it and we become stronger. Our energy, our vibration, our frequency raises. And that just changes everything. We can do that. I think someone in the group shared a beautiful story yesterday of when her little girl was little. And she saw this other woman at the grocery store, wherever they were, that she was sad. And she said, Mommy, that woman over there looks so sad. And so this little girl was so beautiful. She always smiled. So she says, well, she's not smiling. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to give her one of mine. And so she did. And she said, Mommy, she heard me and she's smiling. Out of the mouth of babes. Let's listen to that. Let's make a difference in that way. That was one of the most beautiful stories I've heard. Of course, you have to know Mommy. She's awesome. You see what I'm saying? We can make that difference. A simple smile every day to people we don't even know. A simple gesture of kindness. And I like a saying that Roy Clark, remember who Roy Clark was? Yes, yes. He said something that I thought was so profound at one of his concerts. He said, about kindness. He says, hold a door open for someone and don't wait for a thank you. Just do it. Just do it. Because really the thanks is already in here. When you do something for someone, don't you feel good on here already? Most people will thank you, but if they don't, it's okay. You've done what you wanted to do naturally. So it is really our joy. It is our opportunity. It is there's so many words I can use here, but to be that presence. We know each one of us is needed. We see so many things going on. We see it. Some of us talk about it, some of us don't. Because the thing is, when we throw love on some of the stuff we don't like, believe it or not, they feel that in the collective. There's like a wave of energy that moves through everything. Do you believe that? Yeah, it can't help. Where does energy go? So all of us who are conscious, who are awake, who are aware, by simply being who we are, being authentic. See, that's my ministry, authentic living. And that simply means just being who you are, learning more about who you are, and you will evolve into something greater than that. Because I know when I was first called to teach authentic living, because I didn't know who I was. I've gone through so many things, and I didn't know who I was anymore. And so I was called to this ministry. And so after a while of becoming more me, learning more about myself, one day I had this beautiful insight. And I don't know how long that took. I don't remember that, but I do remember hearing this or feeling this. It's not all about you. It's not about you. It's not all about you. It's about all of us. That was a wake-up call. And it's not that I was being selfish. It's about self-love. But see, when you tap into that love, it expands. That's what that is. But sometimes we need to start loving ourselves first. Anybody have trouble here loving yourself? Now, what does that mean? Yeah, I hear you. I totally understand. It was hard. What is it? What can I love about me? That's a tough one for some people, and maybe for all of us. But over time, even if we start with those affirmations, I'll tell you, even when I first started hearing affirmations, I thought I was open-minded. And I remember saying, okay, these are great affirmations, but it just seems so trite to me. You just keep repeating it. What does it really mean? And then I got it. The more you say these positive affirmations, they started sinking in. They started taking hold. And they started making sense. And they started changing my energy. Do you get that? Yeah. So there is a process of everything we move into. We want to be more spiritual. Let's just say this, we are already spiritual. All we're doing as humans is tapping into that higher self, that divine self within us. We are already that. But we are invited to bring that out and express it outside of us. That's it. There's nothing we need to become. We talk about healing, and yes, there is healing. But if you know the works of Ernest Holmes, who founded Science of Mind, religious science, what we're really doing is revealing the truth of who we are. It's already here. It's already in each and every one of us. Do you get that? Do you know who you are? Yes. Like I said, we just forget. We get in our little stuff. I just want us to think about that. And when we have reverence for ourselves and what we do, everything we do has purpose. Everything that we go through is for a reason, even if we don't know what it is. And there is only love behind it. And when I speak about love, it's about love as a state of being. We came from love. There is only that. And of course, there are different feelings of love for your children, for your husband, your wife, your family, your friends. And I'm talking about that deep, innate, inherent love through which we have our beingness. I get excited about talking about this sometimes because we are all there is. we are it. I know sometimes we think, okay, it took me 3 years to say yes to ministry because I didn't think why would you want me to? Why me? Look at all these other beautiful people that can do that, who are good at it. But the universe or God kept bugging me, and I'm not kidding. Things keep, when it's yours to do, you'll keep getting bugged in one way or another, pushed, or someone will come to you, or something will happen until you finally say, okay, trust me on that, whatever it is. Because each one of us in this divine spiritual self has something to share with the rest of us. Something to support who we are as individuals and as a collective. At first, we have to simply breathe in the fact that everything has a divine purpose, regardless of what it looks like. And some things are difficult to look at, I get it. But then we have to look at things from a higher perspective and know that whatever is going on, there's something greater going on. You know how you want something, you have a dream or you want to do something, and then you get something, but it doesn't quite look like the way you planned it, right? Go with it anyway, because it's a means to where you want to go. If you want to be a writer, maybe you're invited to write for a church newsletter, or maybe for a magazine, but you want to write this book, but don't you see the progress of it? You start somewhere. But see, it takes awareness to do that. Or even if you're in the workplace, you have dreams of becoming, a manager or whatever. And you think you're ready. And somebody says, no, you're not ready yet. And I'm speaking to myself, of course. And I thought, okay, well, whatever. So years later, I got that position and more. And in fact, the person that trained me in the beginning years ago called me. And she said, well, look at you after years. And I only share that because look at you. Look where you started. Let's look at where you started in your career or your family, wherever. Just take a second and look at where you started, your music, and then look at where you are now. And that's not to say that sometimes we won't have little bumps in the road, but those are just little messages to keep us moving. There are no mistakes, by the way. I don't believe in them. They're seeming mistakes, we think they are, but they're a means to get us where we want, to help us. They're nurturing us. They're helping us to maybe improve something. Doesn't mean what you were doing was wrong. Well, look at Einstein, from what I read, he's made many, many not so good stuff. He's made some mistakes. I couldn't tell you what they are, but I read somewhere because people were talking about mistakes. How many times he's tried to do something, and other people like that. So I just don't like to think of them as mistakes, because we were constantly growing, we were constantly evolving. So I'm simply throughout this, what I'm talking about is to really try and be present with your divinity, your higher self, as well as your humanness. Be present in our wholeness, in our oneness, and use that, our higher selves, to throw love on everything. That's a saying I used to say a lot. Just throw some love on it. When you don't know exactly what to do, throw some love on it. Just know something greater is going on that we may or may not understand, and we don't need to. Because something else does. See, when we understand that there's something greater moving through us as individuals and as a whole, we'll feel a lot better. We'll release a lot of stress. Does that make sense? Because sometimes we stress over things that need to be. We worry about, well, we should do this, we should do that. When we step out of the way, we allow spirit to move in. We have all felt the blessings. It's a blessing to be here. I wake up every morning just blessed. Another day of life, thank you, God. Another day to start over. Everything's a brand new day. Anyone ever seen, that movie where Scarlett O'Hara says, well, tomorrow's another day. She felt defeated in one day, and then the next she just said, well, tomorrow's another day. And if we look at that, stay in the present, but no, there's always something else that we can do the next day. Things always look brighter. And especially if there are emotional things, whether we look out there or whether we look in our own lives, when we have the mindset of this too shall pass, we will see the beauty just in that. See, our words and our thoughts are so powerful. So powerful, the things that we can do. I know the other day someone went to a restaurant and in a group, and the waitress said, well, we lost someone's credit card. And the gal said to me, oh, they lost my credit card. I said, this is not happening. They didn't lose your credit card. They didn't lose your credit card. That's how powerful we are. We just have to claim it. We have to know that all is well. So, my invitation to you is to feel more reverence for yourself, for your life, and for the life throughout the collective consciousness. Be grateful for all the people that serve us, whether it be the restaurants, the grocery store, anywhere, because they're a part of us. We are one. Let go of whatever judgment we may have about ourselves and others. And see, whenever we learn to love ourselves more, it opens us up to be more loving to others. Does that make sense? I thank you so much for being present with me, nurturing me. God bless you all. I think I need to do a little meditation before I complete the code. So when you get comfortable and just stay in this flow of love. and recognize the reverence and the beauty and the gratitude that is present right here and right now, moving in and throughout our very being as individuals and as our collective here in this beautiful sanctuary. We include all those who could not make it today. We include Barry and Natalie, our beautiful ministers, who provide this beautiful space. We are grateful for all those here this morning, like Kathy, Linda, everyone who is helping to serve. I know I didn't mention everyone's name, but I see you, I feel you. We have reverence for every person in this place. And we are grateful for this service. We are grateful for the nurturing. We are grateful for the love that is present right here. We have come in the spirit of love and gratitude, and we will leave this space today with the same beautiful mindset shown on our face, shared with others out, wherever we may go today. We simply carry that. We are the light, and we are carrying it. We are blessed. So take a moment and just think of something in this moment that you are grateful for, that lights you up, that ignites your passion. And in gratitude, we release these words that we have had in our thoughts, the words that I have spoken on our behalf, on each one of our behalf, knowing we are one in this space, in every space. I release these words into the creative medium we know as the spiritual law, knowing that they are manifesting in magnificent form right here and right now. And so it is. Amen.